The Green Bay Packers whooped the Seattle Seahawks 38-10. Yikes. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment as the Green Bay Packers absolutely whoop the Seattle Seahawks and they win 38-10. And man, let me tell you, I had the Green Bay Packers winning this game, but even I did not see this coming, as this game was not even close from the very beginning of the game. And the Seattle Seahawks today, for some reason, a reason of which I do not know, they were just not in this game. They were not ready for this game. They were not mentally prepared or able or willing to participate in this football game. And you look at the biggest stat that jumps your eye, and that is Russell Wilson, 5 interceptions. And we're going to learn a couple things right now. We're going to learn who really watched the game, okay? Because you're going to see people talking bad about Russell Wilson all week, saying, oh my God, did you see Russell Wilson, 5 interceptions? How bad was he? When they really didn't watch the game. Because 3 of those interceptions were because of his receivers. I mean, one of them literally bounced off of the helmet of Doug Baldwin. Another one bounced off of the shoulder of a Green Bay Packers defensive back. I believe it was that Geis guy, or maybe it was Darius Gunter. I'm not really sure. Bounced off his back. And then another one bounced off of the hands of a running back for the Seattle Seahawks, or maybe it was a fullback. But either way, a back for the Seattle Seahawks. So 3 of the interceptions were not his fault, but 2 of them he pressed. Okay, so those of them I will blame on him, but outside of that, he really wasn't that bad. But I mean, those interceptions, just these things where the footballs are bouncing off of people's helmets and bouncing off of people's hands and people's backs. It wasn't happening today, man. It was a disaster for the Seattle Seahawks, and this is a team that in the Pete Carroll era, and even more specifically, the Russell Wilson era, does not lose games like this. Okay, losing by 28 freaking points. I mean, I can't remember the last time they lost by more than 10 points. And they did it today. So I guess it just has to happen eventually. Unfortunately, it happened this week. I mean, somewhat unfortunately. I mean, the Seahawks are still going to win their division. To be honest, this game really didn't matter for the Seahawks' point of view. So I can see why they really didn't play well today, I guess. But I would think they'd be motivated for this game. And there were signs of that even. I mean, they were talking trash with the Green Bay Packers early when there was trash to be talked. But then after that, I mean, once the Packers started rolling, there was nothing they could say. But man, they have some issues in their secondary. I mean, I look at Steven Terrell, or Terrell, whatever, the free safety that's replacing Earl Thomas. This guy's awful. From what I've seen, I've seen nothing from this guy to indicate that he's going to be anywhere near what Earl Thomas was for this football team, and that has to be of major concern. He, to me, was to blame for the 67-yard touchdown to Davante Adams. He was nowhere to be found. And as a free safety, you have to be somewhere to be found there. Also, Jeremy Lane, who just got beat on that play as well. Deshaun Shedd, basically everyone except for Richard Sherman, because Richard Sherman, he actually had a good game today. Again, let's see who actually watched the game, right? Because you're going to see some other people saying, oh, Richard Sherman, they gave up 38 points. Richard Sherman must not have played well. No, he did. He did. Jeremy Lane, Deshaun Shedd, Steven Terrell, blame, and blame. All 3 of y'all. Y'all can get the blame today. Offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks, a disaster, absolute disaster. It continues to be a disaster. They're still starting this loser font at the left tackle position. The offensive line is just terrible, man. It's just awful. Now, lucky for them, if they are to make the NFC Championship game, and if they are to face the Dallas Cowboys do not have the defensive line to take advantage of this. But man, it is bad, and man, it is a problem. And if you are, trying to hype up the Seahawks as your Super Bowl pick or what have you, man, that has to be a concern for you. I mean, I had them making the NFC Championship before the season, and I'm likely to stick with that. But man, it's bad, and I don't think they have the stuff this year to win it, because sooner or later they're going to face a team that can get after the quarterback, and when they do, they just can't do anything. They couldn't move the football on the Bucs. They couldn't move the football on the Packers today. Of the players that got sacks for the Packers today, it was surprising who it was. We're talking about Jaron Elliott, Dean Lowry, that other guy, defensive lineman, I can't remember his name. Let's look up his name real quick. Oh yeah, that idiot named Datone Jones, who got a sack today as well. So those are the three guys that got sacks today. Not Clay Matthews, Nick Perry, who's injured for the season, Julius Peppers. None of them. It was these three guys, and it's nice to see them getting stuff from these guys who you don't look at saying, oh, these guys are the best players for this Packers defense at all. But if they can get contributions from guys like these, or from like guys like this, I should say, I don't know. But either way, if they can get contribution from these guys, they will be fine. And they're serious contenders again. Again, they're back. I mean, this team, this Green Bay Packers team, they're back. And you need to be afraid of them. Honestly, right now, I have them winning the division. And I don't think it's... I think it's not even a big stretch to say. You're talking about their last three games at Chicago, hosting the Minnesota Vikings, and going to Detroit. Now, Detroit has three tough games to end their season as they have to go to Dallas, go to New York, and host the Green Bay Packers. In fact, I think they have to go to New York first of those. So, to New York, to Dallas, and then hosting Green Bay. They could lose all three of those, but even if they win the first one, okay, or the second one, that third game, if the Packers win their first two, will still be for the division. So there's still a good amount of margin of error here for the Green Bay Packers. Well, they have to win every game, but for the Detroit Lions, I mean, the margin of error is still pretty large for them. So, man, I still like the Packers to win this division now. I've been saying for weeks, I know, I think the Lions are going to win this division, but, man, this Packers team is back. They absolutely blew out the Seahawks today. They look damn good against the Philadelphia Eagles. They look damn good last week. And, man, they just look so good right now. They look like the team we envisioned when we went into the season. Aaron Rodgers today, how have I not talked about him yet? 150 passer rating today, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He is back to the dominant Aaron Rodgers we all know, and some of us love, some of us hate. Now, he did leave the game in the fourth quarter due to something. Now, they're saying it was a coach's decision. Some are calling BS on that. He had some hamstring troubles in practice or whatever this week. He still played, and I could see he was a little bit hobbled, but he played damn well. So we'll see. He should be healthy. He should be fine. I project he'll be healthy and fine, but that's just something to look out for. But, man, to me, when we're talking about the Packers, I think that Week 17 game is going to be for the division, and it's going to be in Detroit. But if the Packers going into that game will have won 5 straight games, and Aaron Rodgers is in basically a playoff game just for all the marbles, against this Lions team, which, yeah, they're good. They're 9-4, but they can't run the football consistently. Their offense is predictable. They're going to throw it, and that's it. And the way this Packers defense is playing now, after what was a horrible stretch in the middle of the season, man, this Packers team is scary. They're legit. I think everyone in the NFC should be concerned. I saw Skip Bayless's dumbass tweeting during the game, cheering on the Green Bay Packers. What are you, a moron? You're a Dallas Cowboys fan. There is no way the Detroit Lions are going to beat the Dallas Cowboys. But if the Green Bay Packers make the playoffs, having won 6 straight games, if they face you in the NFC Championship game, having won 7 or 8 straight games, you, my friend, are in trouble, and you need to look out for that. I don't know what this guy's thinking. I think he's opening up a Pandora's box of which he and no one else will be able to control. The Green Bay Packers are here to play, and they are dangerous yet again. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on the Green Bay Packers versus Seattle Seahawks matchup. Again, very impressed by the Green Bay Packers today. As for the Seahawks, it is what it is. I still think they're going to win their last 3 games, as they, I believe they host. Let's look at the schedule. I believe they host the Los Angeles Rams. They do. They host the Rams, they host the Cardinals, and they go to San Francisco. If they have to win that last game in San Francisco to clinch the 2nd seed, and I believe that will be the case. Actually, it may not be, but I believe it will be. They will win it. Okay? So, I think they're going to win the last 3 games. Maybe they lose 1 because they're sleeping on the Rams, for God's sake, or something ridiculous. But find a run game. Find a consistent run game. That'd be my advice to you, and just maybe just carve this one up saying, I don't know what happened, because we didn't show up to play. We had balls bouncing off of helmets and shoulder pads, and I don't know what to say when it comes to the Seattle Seahawks team, but ultimately, I think they're going to go to the playoffs and they're going to lose. They're definitely going to go to the playoffs, but I think they're just going to lose. I don't know if they're good enough this year. Maybe they figure something out. The season's almost over and it's time to figure it out, and after today, I'm not quite sure that they will. There you go. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Comment down below. I want to know if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until the next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace.